gaskan.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your coming to see our video. So in this occasion, we will to presented our paper and program that's in Linux kernel. So before we go to presentation, let me thank you to Mr. Yuris as our lecturer in system operation in internet engineering. So as you can see in the screen, as you can see that our topic is a cashier program on Linux kernel. So we have in group 4 we have Muhamad Faisal Sidiq, Muhammad Ravi Wicaksono, and Michael Wahyu, and me, Raisal Ahmad. So let we started in the first bab abstract, which can presented by Muhammad Faisal Sidiq.
The first chapter is abstract. Operating system is software that is used to run a computer system and can manage the work of hardware and software. In its development, an OS called Linux from freeware and open source development. The advantage of this OS is that it has a high level of security and does not take up too much storage. Therefore, programs made with Linux OS are usually lighter when running. So we decided to build our software with Linux OS for that reason. Our Linux-based software was created to overcome the problems that are often experienced by traders, namely in cashiers and inventory management. The program we created is based on our observation of traders who still often set it manually, so it takes time and calculation error occur. Therefore, this software will help traders to automate their financial system. Even so, it still takes time for them to get used to the software so that it can be used optimally.
Okay, thank you, Faisal. Let's move to next bab, introduction. And so introduction, that's mean we talk about why we choose that problem. Why so the problem is so urgent and essential to will be discussed and to make the program. So this issue arose when we saw that many shops still use manual cash register and don't even use machine at all. We have a few that in modern times people consumption is very high, as if everything is moving fast. So in this series of event should encourage business owners to see the challenge and opportunities ahead. Massive digitalization in front of their eyes. The challenges and opportunities in question are efficiency and effectiveness. Then the answer comes to the one that support the efficiency and effectiveness, namely the recording of buying and selling, which indirectly is how the cashier gets process work. Therefore, this will certainly be an obstacle for business unit to develop and compete with competitor who use the cashier program. In the end, we took the initiative to find out how to create a cashier program as an element that will be used primarily in the future. So we make the program Linux in the Linux kernel with shell programming. So we have to talk about why shell programming more simply that we can use. One reason to use the shell programming is that you can program it so quickly and simply. Moreover, also is always available even on the most basic Linux installation. So for simple prototyping, and you can find out if your idea works. Although the shell has superficial similarities to window command prompt, it's much more powerful and capable of running reasonably complex program its own right. Not only can we execute commands and call Linux utilities, but we can also write them. So it's a product methodology BAP. So we can move to next BAP is a system model that about the flowchart will be presented by Misel and about how the program will work can be presented with Ravi Wicaksono. So let's start, Misel. The time is yours.
So the system model, the product of methodology or system development methodology of framework that is used to structure, plan, and control the process of developing an information system. Based on this reference modeling, the flowchart should be the first step in the project. In this initial flowchart, we only focus on basic functions. Until then, based on our background at the beginning, we tried to add one of our goals to distinguish it from manual cash registers, namely stock management. We categorize the Linux syntax that we use in the table above. Most of the syntax contain only simple syntaxes. If we switch the implementation of the framework above, then creating four variables, namely menu, price, stock, and T price is our first step. The variable menus consist of a list of food menus. A variable of price contains the price of the food, and the variable stock contains the numbers of items available, while the T price variable only declares an empty list, which is later be accommodate the price of the food selected by the customer. We categorize the Linux syntax that we use in the table above. Most of the syntax contain only simple syntaxes. The essence of this section is the assumption of each type of order that the customer wants input. These assumptions also regulates how many orders are desired. Until the end of the loop, we choose the meaning of what the customer wants and they store the price value in the T price variable. The end of this section only contains a loop that will display the input process as well as calculate the process a total price of all customers' orders. And if above program is run, then before the receipt of information, it is entirely displayed. The person who inputs will be asked to fill if the what order and the amount of the order. After two things have been inputted, the total price and the amount of stock remaining will be displayed.
Okay, Miss Ho. So good that Miss Ho can explain so detailed, right? So we move to next agenda that the program will be demonstrated by Rafi. So Rafi, you can share screen. So I wanted to stop share.
Okay. I'll my screen. Can you please enable the
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot.
okay? Uh, can you see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I'll explain how the programs work and okay, let's get started. Uh, there are four variables here. Each variable contains a list. The first one is menu variable that contain menu of list like bakso, mie, gulai, sate, and then
the press is contain the press of from the menu is, and then the stock is the available quantities, and then the T price is like list for store the user input that the user choose what their order is. And then we move to lob here. There is two lob, but I'll explain the first lob is the first lob is that if run how the program is store the price from the user choice. I will run through more to get this, you understand. Okay. As you can see, there's a menu from the menu list print on the terminal, like how many orders do you want? I'll choose 2 for the example here, and then choose your order. The order is based from the menu list, like bakso, mie gulai, set, or anything like that. Okay, and in this case, I will choose bakso. Okay, and then there is output with your order number 1 is bakso, and then the price bakso is 5,000. Stock bakso left 9, and then choose your order for number 2. I choose here like gulai, and then the output is a gulai press gulai is 6 blah blah blah, stock gulai left 9. As you can see here, the stock is from bakso and gulai is 10. The crash 1, and then the coming the stock is 9, and then the output here the total output from the price is like as you can see, here's the printout, and then I will explain how the total price is become. There is we use another loop here. You can see here the loop for calculate the total prices. Like we're running a loop to calculate the stored list in T-Press. Okay, I think that is how I can describe and explain how the program is work. Okay, I will stop my screen right now and we can move to the result. Yeah. Thanks, Raisal.
All right, Rafi, can you uh, change the host? So I think I have a wrong button. Or just enable me to share screen.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue our to discuss about our paper. And so about the program, I think it's so efficient and compact. So let's move to a result that will be taught by Misal. So Misal, the screen is yours.
The result of this project, the output is displayed represented of an expected result, but an explanation regarding the output and the process towards it. It is also important. After the bash script was installed and the program was created, We saw that the existing program has several advantage, such as size of the program, which is light so that it's easy to run even on devices with low specifications. Then a simple user interface makes it easier for later understanding for people who want to run the program. Of course, on the other hand, we also do not close our eyes that this program is still far from being good. If we review, we will see that the menu provided is still small, so that when there is a new menu, it needs to be added manually. In terms of purpose, this program is already has advantage over manual machines and low price. However, there are still many things that should be developed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. So let's move to conclusion. Raisal?
Thank you, Raisal. So chapter number 5 is conclusion. Based on the analysis of the previous chapter in the cashier program, the conclusion can be drawn are number 1, the cashier program can display the menu and the price of each item purchased by the buyer. Number 2, the cashier program can calculate the total cost of the items purchased by the buyer. Number 3, the cashier program can find out the number of remaining stock items. And the last, number 4, from the result of testing the cashier program, it is known that all functions can run well and under our expectation. That's about conclusion chapter.
Okay, thank you. This is the end of our discuss about the paper and about the program as the finish. So I wanna close the video and the presentation. At the end, we know about that many disadvantage in this program and the paper, but we hope in the future we will fix it to be better. And we hope this, and so thank you to see and finish to accompany me to finish that presentation. Okay, thank you for us, and goodbye.